Good day, friends. This is a voice-only video because a face is just a distraction. First of all, thank you for being here. Your presence is very much appreciated. This is why we think it's better to be first in the village than second in the capital. For the use we intend to make of this historic phrase, it is to say that it is best for you and for the company you work for, be very good at your job rather than be promoted and fail miserably. Whilst the actual postulate is a little more elaborate, that is the essence of the Peter Principle. This postulate states that people inside organized entities will rise and be promoted to their level of incompetence. Employees, and the same applies to managers by the way, who are promoted based on success in their previous or present job posts, will go through one promotion after the other until they reach a position for which they have no competence. Since our society frowns about the truth, we do not demote, but generally only promote. Most organizations are loaded with incompetence. Very talented people are wasted in positions for which they're not qualified, or for which they have no passion. We have plenty of competencies, all possibly in the wrong places. We're all bound to reach our level of incompetence. Maybe for lack of skills, maybe for lack of personal characteristics. We will all populate positions for which we have no merit. This corporate nonsense deprives organizations of the talent where it is needed the most, and puts it where it's virtually useless, if not damaging. Special mention must be addressed to the sentiments of the workers that are receiving one promotion after the other, with no warning, or better yet, no training on how to avoid the trap of reaching one's level of incompetence. We must never forget we're dealing with human beings, where the elation of a promotion can quickly subdue in light of the evidence of their own shortcomings. He or she who was and is a valued and esteemed colleague, a great contributor to the success of the firm, overnight becomes, once promoted, an incompetent boss who is stealing a salary for manifested faults, few of his own actually. Does anyone actually calculate the losses the economic entity, the company, suffers in those cases where the Peter plateau is reached? And what about the cost in terms of the emotional drainage of the workforce when our employees realize they're not up to the job we asked them? No one denies the economical advantages of a promotion, but if money is all that counts, we should offer pay raises to deserving employees but not promotions. In the long run, money alone is never a viable stimulant, but the damages of wrong promotions are just as bad. If our society was not geared towards success at all costs, we could properly remunerate valued employees, and instead of promoting them to their level of incompetence, we should assist them in learning where their limits lie and economically reward excellence in their present job post without an actual promotion. Can we please stop believing these false idols called promotion and social ladder? What about an entrepreneur? What promotion does he obtain? What promotion can he look forward to? How does she get motivated? She has no possibilities of a career advancement. It's her company. Or just like freelance professionals, they can't rise any higher. We derive great joy from a job well done, and a little more money as a byproduct of our hassle is always welcome. This needs to be a mentality shift, a quantum leap that companies should promote and incentivize, not maybe subordinates who are willing to admit to proficiency gaps, and even when they do, it is still unlikely they will pass on a promotion, so it can't really be driven from the bottom up, but it must be a top-down. I believe that if properly informed and educated, this could change. We could see in the future employees that will forego a promotion to a post they know is out of their reach, provided they are appropriately compensated as if they had accepted the promotion. We have to remove the stigma of a known promotion by highlighting that the person is a great asset in their current position, and the firm has no intention of doing without his specific talents, which are ideal for a promotion, but will not be wasted in the wrong spot. The organization is unwilling to lose such talent, nor is it willing to turn him into a liability. You see where this is going. Better to be the first in my small village than to go to the capital, become one of the many, and lose my top spot, and maybe crash and burn. We are extremely aware of the psychological issues related to promotions and eventual demotions relative to the person. When the Peter Principle hits an organization, there is little emotional damage done to it, obviously. But when we implicate a human being, the care and attention must be paramount. It is time to educate our workforce that it can be satisfactory, it can be okay to pass on a promotion if the monetary compensation is appropriate and the entity shows sincere appreciation for our success and is glad it is dodging a bullet of promoting someone that does not deserve a promotion, in the sense that the promotion is deserved but is accepted would create damage to both the organization and the individual. Our corporate cultures do not demote as easily as they promote, without realizing how critical it is that we change this crucial issue. The fortunes of one or more corporations have gone down the tube because of the effects of the Peter Principle. We should stop thinking in terms of just promotions as a means of deriving satisfaction from our jobs and begin reasoning that the true benchmark should be a healthy pay raise coupled with a cold-headed assessment of the abilities needed on the job where the worker could be promoted to. And if he does not own the tools, we can either school him in what he needs or pass on the promotion altogether. Not everyone is cut to be management. And if we promote everyone to managerial positions, in the end, who's going to do the actual work, by the way? Do not blindly promote employees to their level of incompetence, but rather employ them to the fullest of their characteristics and qualities. Do we actually believe it's best to be faced with a newly promoted director who's not up to par? Do we actually believe it is best to be faced with a newly promoted director who is not up to par, refuses to recognize his problematic status, is not respected by his subordinates or his peers because of his discovered incompetence? We need a paradigm shift. Stop promoting as a sign of social success or status symbol. Look for sincere job satisfaction and quality performances, and eventually, proficiently, use raises. As a worker, I will always be more productive in a job where I sense I can make a difference, and not in one that I'm promoted to that I know is out of my league. The only true alternative is proper and appropriate training, coupled with a removal of the social stigma that if I'm not promoted, then I'm no good at what I do, where the opposite is actually true. I don't get promoted since I'm so good at what I do that the company doesn't want to lose my competencies and know-how at what I'm doing today. Since incompetence is not a cause for demotion or firing, we are bound to populate the apical figures of our corporations with incompetent individuals. Training and skill acquisition still seems like the best bet against the Peter Principle. Well-trained workforces can succeed if the competition were to be better equipped but unable to use its arsenal because it did not care to properly evaluate the promotions it landed. Never take training, focus, and discipline for granted. Never settle, but choose your battles carefully. Fight for significance, not for pride. These are the reasons why it's best to be number one in your village than become the big cheese in the capital. The cream does rise to the top, but it rises till it sours. This is Motivation and Inspiration in the Dark, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you. If you appreciate this channel, please consider subscribing and sharing with a friend. We appreciate it.